What up, y'all? Rob Moore here, aka Real Estate Rob. Yeah, I used to wrestle in a wrestling ring. I used to write police reports and all that stuff. But now I'm helping North Carolina residents wrestle with probate instead of steel chairs. Let's talk. So picture this. Your uncle leaves behind a will. It's neatly typed, signed, notarized. It says, I leave my boat to my nephew. Awesome. You're already picturing weekends out on Jordan Lake, but then you discover he also owned a cabin in the mountains. Guess what? It's not mentioned anywhere in the will. Question is, who gets it? So here you go. What if the will doesn't mention certain property? What if heirs disagree about what to do with it? And how does North Carolina's intestacy law step in when there's no clear answer? We're about to cover all that and more. Here's the thing. When property isn't in the will, North Carolina law has to decide who gets it. That's called intestate succession. And it works like a family tree. If there's a spouse and kids, it gets divided between them. If there's no spouse, it goes to the kids. If no kids, then parents. If no parents, then siblings. And on until someone in the family tree qualifies. So about that cabin in Boone, it doesn't just go to whoever finds it. The state has a plan. What if the executor assumes that they can sell that property and keep the money? Wrong. The state says it must be split according to intestacy laws. What if forgotten farmland turns up in Johnston County? Suddenly cousins you haven't seen in years are part of the deal. What if a house is left out of the will because the deceased thought it was already jointly owned? Surprise! The court says it must go through probate and intestacy. I've seen families shocked when they find mystery property. One minute they think they're getting cash, the next minute they're negotiating with 4 cousins they barely know. I once helped a family where the dad had a will leaving everything to his daughter. See, the problem was he never updated it after buying a piece of land. That land wasn't in the will. So the daughter had to share it with, you guessed it, siblings she didn't even know about. What could have been wrapped up in months dragged out for more than a year? And it was all because of arguments, of course. It's weird, I know, that families argue during probate. Leaving property out of a will is like forgetting milk on the grocery list. Sure, you remembered bread and eggs, but now someone's got to make another trip. And nobody's happy when there's no cereal in the morning. If property isn't in the will, it doesn't just vanish. It gets divided by North Carolina law. That often means multiple heirs, more paperwork, and sometimes more conflict. So if you're staring at a probate estate and realize something wasn't listed in the will, don't assume it's yours. The law decides in this case. If you've been through this, I want to hear about it. Have you ever discovered property no one knew about? Drop your story in the comments so that others will know. And if you're dealing with this right now, give me a call. My information is in the description or the pinned comments. I'll help you map out the next step so you don't get blindsided. Alright guys, thanks for joining me today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, so I'm greatly appreciative. Now, as we keep this probate series going along, if you happen to miss my last video, you can check it out. The title of that video was, Who Can File for Probate in North Carolina? You see, you can watch that video because it's coming up next.